I know you heard the story recently. Was it last week from this feller Sinclair, who claims that he had some form of relationship with the former President Obama, Larry Sinclair, convicted fraudster, they call him. I don't want to go through that. Do I believe him? No. And I'm using the, I guess, the version of such that I would use if I was a juror and I was listening to him and I was trying to judge veracity. And if I was asking, well, how do I think he came across? Do I believe him? Does this make sense? Well, no. But that's not the issue. That's not what I wanted to talk about. I don't want to go through that again. But just for the record, to be technical about this, there's no way for me to tell you whether you should believe something or not, because we don't know. But I'm just not buying it. But that's not what we're talking about this. But let me just give you a little background. I don't understand what Tucker Carlson possibly was thinking by even doing this again. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what's gotten into him. I have no idea. I think that was the most ridiculous thing for him to do, because it destroys his credibility. And the thing is that this is one of those stories that even if it were to be true, but that's not why we're talking about it. And then there's the old girlfriend who brings up letters that he wrote her theoretically years ago, Obama, and claimed allegedly that he had ideations of, gay romps. Is that relevant? Well, maybe. I've been around and I have met virtually every iteration of sexual expression from people by virtue of what they say, from what we experience on the street. And that doesn't do much for me. I mean, unless it's involving some type of predation in children or small animals, or something against the law. Yeah. So that's not it. But that's not the issue. That's not the issue that people should be talking about. The issue is why all these lurid stories all of a sudden about Barack Obama. Why are they being released again? Why? That's the story. Where did this guy come from? Where is the story about the girlfriend and the letters? What is the relevance of that? That's the story. And that is important because I did a prior video which asked the question, or which says explicitly, Obama is not the man behind the scene. He's not the wag the dog feller who's telling people what to do. Oh, no. And Michelle is not on board to take over either. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got what I'm saying? Good. So my question then is simply this. Why? Lionel merch, by the way. Why? That's what people should be asking. Why is this coming out now? This goes to show you the power of the shadow government, the control it has over the media, and how it decides what is and isn't done. And sometimes there are stories just to make you feel sort of, I guess you might want to say, things that make you want to say, we're in charge. Let me stop right there. Because this gets good. Because I want to ask you a couple of things. First, please, you know the routine. You have to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos and all that stuff. And I appreciate that. And also, our great sponsor, the great folks at My Patriot Supply. They have enjoyed, and I use the term, they have experienced an overwhelming surge in sales from great people, great Americans, great patriots like you. Because you recognize the fact that with all that we are seeing regarding the total and almost certain collapse of the world that we know, in terms of weather and strikes, and you name the turmoil, one of these days, listen carefully, food is not going to disappear. Food is not going to go away. Grain and wheat and barley and beef and vegetables and no, 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 no. But stores will. Stores will be closed. Stores will be damaged. Stores will be gutted. Stores will be targeted. Stores will not be able to provide you with your food. And that's how 99% of us get our food through stores. That's the issue. And if there's any problem in supply chain breakdown, if there's any kind of strike, if there's like in the state of Florida where they had problems with, remember this, contaminated fuel. Remember that? What? Yeah, there's diesel mixed in with a regular. How about malware and ransomware? Remember that one weekend or so, all of a sudden everything was closed? It could be anything. If you had to go 1 week without food, what would you do? Let's say there's horrible weather. Let's say there's riots. Let's say martial law. I don't know. Rule anything out. I dare you. Tell me a situation that you know cannot happen. Tell me. Martian attack? Well, maybe that. Could you go a week? No. Stop it. No. Oh, you've got some stuff in your cupboard. Oh, you've got some Pop-Tarts and you've got some pasta. No, you can't. You have kids? Yeah. They'll go nuts. They'll go crazy. A week? No. So stop saying you do. Stop opening up a pantry and saying, look, we've got some. No, you've got stuff. Those aren't meals. That's not 2,000 calories a day. That doesn't work like that. That's not 21 varieties of food. That's not 120 pounds of food per container. That's not breakfast, lunch, dinner, all of them put together. No. It doesn't. That's stuff you have there. So go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. One more time, preparewithlionel.com and save $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit. You'd be so glad you did. Trust me on that one. Now what's going on here? I told you before in the prior video, it's a different world for Barack Obama. When Barack Obama was president, things were different. He was kind of a regular fellow. He was not that crazy, not that leftist. He was not even close to this socialist, Marxist, communist that people say he was. Not even close. Remember the NDAA? Remember there was a section of the National Defense Authorization Act where he actually was implementing or releasing military equipment to regular police forces? Let me tell you something. Listen to me and listen good. You have no earthly idea how the world he lived in then is not the world he lives in now. And somebody is telling him, Barry, thanks, but no thanks. Same thing goes for your wife. Don't even think about this. We'll call you. If we need you to make a speech, we'll call you. If we think you need to, I don't know. Remember there was that time he went back to the White House and poor Biden was walking around saying, it was horrible. That's as far as it gets. Because what they're telling Barry Obama is simply this. There's a new sheriff, a new world order, a new everything. And don't even think about it. And we hear that you're thinking about making a run for it. We hear that you're kind of, believe it or not, you're feeling, you kind of enjoy that little bug. You're, it's hard to walk away from stuff. And it's not that you're going to run again because you can't. You're constitutionally prevented from doing that. And you theoretically cannot be vice president to Michelle's president, which is not going to happen. But we don't like the fact that you're kind of sniffing around. You're maybe trying to what? Kind of corral the crew? Maybe garner the forces? Maybe put them together? Oh, no. And how do we get the message to you? How do we get the message to you? How do we tell you that we are in control, not you? That we can make it really embarrassing, really weird, really strange. How do we do that? Well, one thing we can do is we can bring back this crazy dude from 2008 regarding some 1999 alleged incident, which, by the way, I'm not buying because there's too much of the story is not working. It's not that the subject matter is impossible. I'm not saying that. I just don't believe the story. I'm looking at mendacity or veracity rather. I'm just not. Anyway, why bring this up now? How did it get to Tucker? How? How did this story get to Tucker? Why would Tucker Carlson do it? Who owns X? Elon. You think that Elon Musk is somehow the rogue uh, uh, maverick? He's not the usual billionaire, right? That's what you think. You think he's against the grain. He's an anti-Soros, right? You think that, don't you? You think that he's somehow not. You think that he's different, right? Come on. You pick up the phone, Elon, do it. Yeah, okay, good. All of a sudden, here he comes. And then, right at that same time, lo and behold, there's this ex-girlfriend who happens to release these letters. And what's that all about? Well, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Now, it's weird. You see, in today's this new version of Upside Downsville, whatever it is, you would think that how do I say this? You would think that somebody who did show not bi curiosity, but homo curiosity or whatever. I'm sure there's some word for it that I don't know. You would think someone who experimented, who apparently dipped his wick, so to speak, or his beak dipped his wick. You would think that would be, welcome today in a weird way. I mean, with trans this and trans that and two-spirit, double queer, whatever these labels are. But oh, no, because Obama's old school. He's from the prior class. He's from that generation of Democrat. Oh, no, that doesn't work. No. Barack Obama appreciates himself being, I don't want to say macho, but a guy who's cool, who's that dog don't hunt. And what they're telling him is, stop. If you have you're not listening to us. You're not getting the message. He's doing something obviously in the background, something, because believe me, if they didn't want this out, the shadow government, the people in charge, the invisible government, the ruling class, whoever these people are. But if they didn't want this out, they would have told Elon, don't make us hurt you. Because each of them can hurt the other. Each of them is susceptible to a mass attack. Gates can be wiped out like that. Buffett can be wiped out like that. Bezos, anybody can be wiped out individually by the collective. Once they get acting in unison. So nobody's really the leader of the billionaire. They enjoy it and they pretend that there's this, this antipathy, like this thing going on, this a book about Elon Musk. And nobody cares about that. In fact, Elon loves that because he's the rogue. But what they did was, if they wanted this down, if somebody said, "Hey, do me a favor, yeah, listen, Tucker's going to have this guy Sinclair on, and you better put an end to it." Oh, we'll do it. Oh, we'll do it. Somebody picks up the phone. Elon, yeah, if you let him do that, something somewhere will be really unfortunate. All of a sudden, something that only they could do. Believe me. They love to pretend. It's professional wrestling. Okay, Elon, you're the heel. Okay, I got it. Okay? So the bottom line is simply this. They sent this as a message to Barack Obama. Okay? We'll let this go. It didn't go anywhere. Obama didn't respond. Nobody did. That's it. Done. Finished. Don't push this. Don't call us. We'll call you. You got it? That's how they roll. That's why all these lurid stories of Barack Obama are being released again now. That's why. All right, dear friends, remember this. Preparewithlionel.com, 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 preparewithlionel.com. Save $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit because come hell or high water, as sure as I'm shooting, you are going to need emergency food. Start storing it, start collecting it, start stockpiling it, get your stash, and you'll be great. But you have to do it now. Preparewithlionel.com. All right, dear friends. Thanks so much. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. And please, if you could and you would, you know what to do. Comment as you see fit.